Most of the time we don't own our law of attraction. What we do is we blame everyone around us for our law of attraction. Generally that's what we do. So we get angry with them, upset with them, blame them, want to punish them, want to make them pay, and do all the other things that we do because of our own law of attraction. And that's not a very fair thing for us to do, but it's actually what we do most of the time. So my suggestion is look at the law of attraction and live in harmony with it. You notice some of the examples I've given. If you, like let's say you have this huge desire to punish men because of all the hurt they've given you in their life. What that's doing is it's skipping over your own law of attraction. In that actually there is some emotion in you, causal emotion in you, that's caused these men to do this, that needs to be addressed. And while you harbour all this anger and resentment towards the men, you're not actually dealing with the underlying causal emotion that created the law of attraction. So remember, I've said to you often, very often, notice your law of attraction. If it's not changing, it means you're not addressing causal emotion. Also, with your law of attraction, notice other people's law of attraction and encourage them to see. If you love them, you will encourage them to see that it's actually an emotion in them that created the event. Now, I've had this happen so many times where it's been really, like most people would have really cringed at some of the discussions I've had with some people. An example was I was talking to a couple who lost their child. Right? Their child died from an accident. And I told them that it was their law of attraction. That's a pretty big thing to say to somebody who's grieving, isn't it? But it is also the truth. There was a law of attraction of emotions in the parents, and we discussed those emotions and everything, and they were open to that discussion, and they could eventually see that it was their law of attraction that created the passing of their child. And that there was some causal emotion in them that they needed to work through. Now, the majority of people in that situation would have got very angry with me, and I've had lots of people get angry with me about that situation in the past. And that's my law of attraction. A fear of telling the truth no matter what the cost. You see, in the first century, the cost was my life. So you think I'm a bit afraid of telling the truth sometimes. Yes, I am. Right? And I've had to deal with that emotion. Mary gets afraid of me telling the truth sometimes because she has to deal with the emotion of losing her soulmate for 30 or 40 years as a result of me being in truth. So there's been emotions we've had to work through. Can you see that if we really love another person, we will always tell them the truth about their law of attraction? Even if in the end they don't love us anymore because we said that thing. Right? So that requires courage, doesn't it, to actually do that, and a lot of love for people to be able to do that. So when things happen to people, encourage them to see that it's the law of attraction that's created that. Anna?